The archbishop who was hacked to death in his own cathedral, Henry II, and Thomas Becket were once best friends. They grew up together, fought in battles together, and were said to be inseparable. But when Becket was appointed Archbishop of Canterbury in 1162, their friendship turned into a bitter rivalry. You see, Henry wanted total control of the church in England, but Becket refused to bend to the king's demands. He argued that the church should be independent from the state and that the clergy should not have to pay taxes. This conflict would eventually lead to Becket's murder at the altar of his own cathedral. Henry and Becket argued so much that at one point Becket went into exile for 4 years. But in 1170, Becket returned to England and all seemed to be forgotten. That is, until December, when Henry was enraged by a decision that Becket had made. The exact words that he said next would go down in history. "Will no one rid me of this turbulent priest?" And for knights took those words very literally. Their names were Reginald Fitzurse, William de Tracy, Hugh de Morville, and Richard Leroux. They were all close friends, and they had been summoned to the king. Just days before Christmas in 1170, when they arrived at the royal court, they heard the king's demands. Apparently, he had sent for them so they could get rid of Becket once and for all. The knights were shocked. They knew that the archbishop was a powerful figure, and killing him would be no easy feat. But they were loyal to the king, and they knew that he was very upset. So they hatched a plan. They waited until Christmas Day, then set out for Canterbury Cathedral. It was here that they murdered the archbishop. On the morning of December, the 4 knights entered the cathedral and made their way to the altar. There they found Archbishop Becket celebrating Mass. Without hesitation, they attacked. The knights hacked at the archbishop with their swords, splitting his skull open. Blood poured out of the wound and stained the church floor. All the while, Becket's head was placed on the altar as if in sacrifice. The knights had killed him. When word got out that the archbishop had been murdered, the public was outraged. To them, Becket was a martyr who had died defending the church. In less than 3 years, he was canonized as a saint, and Canterbury Cathedral became a site of pilgrimage for centuries. For more stories, stay tuned.